Hello, and welcome back to another episode of TechRise. Today, we are doing one of my favorite themes. It's fashion, beauty, and wellness. In fact, I'm wearing some of the lotion from one of our previous winners, or at least competitors, Early Bird. Today is sponsored by our friends over at Get Cities, Gender Equality in Tech. And we're focused today exclusively on women, trans, and non-binary founders in the fashion, beauty, and wellness space. For those of you unfamiliar with us and me, I am Desiree Vargas Wrigley. I'm the Chief Innovation Officer at P33 and Executive Director of TechRise and two-time Latina founder of two consumer businesses. And then TechRise is a series of pitch competitions we run every week to help support BIPOC and women founders from idea stage all the way to exit. So we have 4 or 5 competitors take the stage each week. We have 3 judges helping decide who will take home somewhere between $25,000 and $50,000. So this week is one of those $25,000 prizes brought to you by Get Cities. And with that, I'm going to welcome our first judge onto the stage. So first we have Maria DeSantis. She is currently a principal at Muse Capital, a female-led early stage capital firm investing in consumer tech with a focus on underserved markets. She supports and leads due diligence, portfolio management, and investment thesis development, and is especially focused on the fund's women's health investments. And prior to her VC role, she gained valuable experience as a venture-backed consumer startup in Europe, where she played a key role in business development and internationalization strategies. With fluency in 4 languages and a multicultural background, Maria was raised in Milan and resides in Madrid. Oh, no, now she's in LA, but she was in Madrid. So we're glad to have you on this side of the pond, even if you're a little farther west than we normally have. Thanks for being here, Maria. Next, we have Josh Graves, who's joining us from Cortisone Capital investing team here. He joined in 2022, and prior to early stage investing, he spent 6 years building and bringing to market new products for PlaySite, an Israeli tech startup with an intersection of IoT and digital media. And he holds an MBA with honors from the University of Chicago Booth of School of Business and a BS in economics from Northwestern. Oh, nice. You got both of our good schools here. And captain of the varsity tennis team. So team player, I like it. I will disclose Cortisone is a longtime friend and investor of me at Parachute and Give Forward. So great to have you, Josh. Thanks for being here. And then last we have Sammy. Sammy Hasem, she was born and raised in Atlanta and graduated from Georgia Tech with a bachelor's degree in biomedical engineering. And throughout college, she founded and led a femtech startup that ignited her passion for entrepreneurship and began her career as a product manager at Marcus by Goldman Sachs. She joined TechNexus as a venture analyst to follow her passion for the startup ecosystem and is in the programming board for Start Out Chicago and has a core focus on lifting up underrepresented founders, which led her to co-create Chat Collective, which I'll have to come learn about more on another time when we have a little bit more time. But thanks so much for being here, Sammy, and for moving here from Atlanta. Great to have you. All right. Well, we are right on time to get started with our founders today. So with that, I'm going to bring our first competitor, Dana Todd with Balladana. Dana.
Hey, everyone. Give me one quick second.
Problem. I will let you know when we can see everything.
All right. Good to go?
We are good to go.
This woman is standing on a mountain of wasted fashion. It's unused fabric, last year's designs, poorly fitting clothes, you name it. And all over the world, this is reality. Failures of the garment industry are literally piling up day in and day out on every single continent. I see the damage it does to people and planet, and I'm here to help solve the problem. My name is Dana Todd, co-founder of Balladana, and I'm going to show you how we can lead the fashion industry, the garment industry, to a new way of thinking. Our custom fashion lab service makes it possible for the very first time for clothing brands to produce even complicated fashions on demand and made precisely to body measurements, thereby increasing customer happiness and reducing waste. This is my core team, and together we have more than 50 years of combined experience in tech, e-commerce, operations, and fashion. I'm a 3-time founder who spent over 20 years growing tech and services companies, and I'm obsessed with the challenge and opportunity in the garment industry right now. Not pictured here are the hundreds of amazing humans in our maker network who span 10 countries and are all committed to sustainable and ethical fashion and perfect fit for all bodies. The Custom Fashion Lab is a combination of digital platform plus manufacturing services to power the personalized supply chain. Brands simply embed our custom size link on their product pages And customers are taken to our digital lab where they access a secure and easy to use measurement system. We even offer virtual try-on using augmented reality. After purchase, we produce the clothes and drop ship the final garments directly to consumers. When you offer any size that a woman needs, she buys it. We know from our research that customers will pay up to 30% more and wait up to 3 weeks for personalized orders, particularly if they're made to measure. Brands instantly get a sales lift because now the answer to, will it fit me? Is yes, always yes. And because we produce on demand, brands don't have to pay thousands up front to make inventory or wait months and months for new production. Our makers can replicate any style and rapidly produce them or prototype new ideas that brands might want to test. And we're adding more capacity, including, by the way, a smart factory right here in Illinois. The apparel tech sector is heating up now, and we're well positioned as one of the early entrants in the space. Our primary differentiator is that our turnkey solution combines with the e-commerce experience and the manufacturing specialty services. Brands get to focus on what they do best, which is design and market. We're not asking them to replace their existing e-commerce or their wholesale supply chain. We're adding gravy on top to help them achieve more with what they already have. We're also uniquely targeting the small to medium-sized brands who really need a solution like us to help mitigate their financial risk and to help them compete with mega brands. When we debuted our solution and our very unique business model at a trade show recently, over 40 brands joined our wait list and told us this is too good to be true because we're essentially in a revenue sharing agreement with them. They pay only for the technology plus a cut of each sale. We target brands with sales of between $1 and $100 million annually. And there's about 40,000 of these companies. If we only work with 100 brands in each of these sub-segments, we could achieve over $17 million monthly recurring revenue, giving us a total available market of $15 billion. We debuted our prototype in February, and we're currently replicating the designs of our first beta customers now. We know we have a big journey ahead, and we'd love your support. We need about $25,000 to complete the commercial beta of our platform. We've already built the marketplace function and the secure measurement portal. With the funding now, we can start onboarding that waiting list by early Q4. With your help, people can buy all the styles they want, no matter what their body shape or their gender. And we can stop the madness to solve a major global issue. Please give us your vote today. Thank you.
Great job, Dana. All right, judges, you want to come on and you can go off of screen shared. Maria, can you kick us off?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the presentation, Dana. I was wondering if you can talk us through the scalability of what you're building. I know you mentioned that this is production on demand, so I'm curious, how will you manage scalability for these brands as they, get more market?
Our network is our secret sauce here. We've spent the last 4 years testing out, curating people in, like I said, 10 countries everywhere. And our primary teams for this particular launch are our teams in India who have a smart factory and they can just grow. They're right there in the middle of the world, so they can access any kind of fabric. And then we'll be adding more India partners. We'll also be turning on our Ukraine teams. We have 2 in Ukraine. So Ukraine is another great center where they have a lot of skill. So the scalability is more about the skill sets and the technology. So part of what we're doing is, and by focusing first on our core team, we're going to be trying out all of the technology that will help us scale and keep that accuracy going. Right now, we have on the last 4 years, we've achieved a 74% first fit accuracy, which is astonishing compared to retail. So we want to keep that. So we're going to be careful with our growth and with our partners so we can keep that KPI.
Josh?
Yeah, so on that note, with the first fit accuracy, so I know like return rate is a huge issue. It's like 20 to 40% on average. There's this also an issue of expanding kind of the TAM for these brands in terms of sizes. There's not enough sizes being offered. So obviously this made to order kind of addresses that. I'm wondering, first of all, like maybe which of those is kind of the primary pain point you're solving between expanding the sizing offerings and reducing return rates. And then I guess a related question is on the sales front, are you convincing brands to kind of expand into made to order manufacturing, or are you only going after brands that are already doing that?
Our sales pitch is very much about the custom made to fit. The secret is that many of the brands that we've been talking to are like, can you also do our standard brands too? So they actually want both. They want us to backfill when they're not able to hit, if they've under targeted for, and they're selling a lot in a particular size, then we can supplement that as well. So, but our sales pitch to get their attention is very much about the infinity sizing. And then, like I said, the reality is they're also asking us to do their standard sizing too.
Sammy.
And then on the distribution side of things, is the idea that the brands would ship the product to your manufacturers ships directly to consumers, or are you, as Balladana, handling the distribution the whole way?
So that's what's so special about our maker networks. Not only can they make the clothes, they are also set up to drop ship. So they will handle all of that. And that also, from a business perspective, moves the financial risk out of the core Balladana into our partners. And we have a really unique business model. If we had more time, I'd walk you through it. But we're coming at this in an incredibly flat and transparent way, so that we are essentially in a business partnership, both with the manufacturing team and with the brand, so that everybody sees what everybody else is making and it's agreed upon. So the manufacturers in this case are actually taking on way more risk in a way than the traditional manufacturers are. And so their price points are going to be a little higher, but the conversations we're having now with our brands are like, hey, we can guarantee you a 50% gross margin. Will that do? They're very happy with that conversation.
We have about 20 more seconds, so if you want to add any last thoughts. That was for you. Oh, sorry, no more time for questions. Sorry.
Oh.
That was more like, Dan, if you had parting words.
Oh, just thank you so much. We're really happy to be here and to be considered. I hope you vote for us. Thanks.
Great. Hopefully you guys can follow up later with those extra questions. Thanks, Josh. Thank you all. And next we're going to welcome onto the stage. We have Bella Rayne and Angel Rogers. And Josh, do you mind going video off?
Okay,
we can see. Yeah, we're good to go.
Okay, you can take it to the next slide. 68% of Americans would like to see diversity in beauty. The beauty industry's target audience often appear to be beautiful, working class, high fashion women who seem to have it all together. Next slide. But what about the young lady or woman who's in the middle of a life crisis, who's battling motherhood, mental health, depression, or maybe even suicidal thoughts? 62% of women feel that they have lost part of their identity since becoming mothers, and up to 1 in 4 women will experience some episode of major depression within their lifetime. Next slide. Reine Cosmetics is on a mission to change the narrative of who and what is considered beautiful in the beauty industry. We are a faith-driven brand that has created a unique line that connects spirituality, mental health, and beauty. Next slide. Our products aim to make you feel and look beautiful on the outside, restore self-confidence, and evoke a spiritual relationship with Christ. All of our items are inscripted with an uplifting Bible verse. Our lipsticks motivate you to kiss self-doubt goodbye. Our liners guide you to pencil in time with Christ every day. Next slide. And although this is a lucrative market, it is definitely untapped. Faith-driven consumers represent 41 million Americans who spend $2 trillion annually. 87% of faith-driven consumers want to do business with brands that actively promote their Christian values. 79% want to do business with brands that advertise directly to them. Estimatedly, 83.4% of women around the world are connected with a faith group. And approximately $49.2 billion is generated by cosmetic sales in the US alone. Next slide. Our competitors in this space are not catering to this demographic. They idolize beauty and poor mental health. They have unrealistic beauty standards and lack diversity and inclusion. Next slide. So far, we've been able to generate $20,000 in sales revenue, and we project a sales revenue of $50,000 by the end of 2023, which is a growth rate of 150%. We have acquired over 5,000 subscribers and followers through organic social media posting, word of mouth, and attending different trade shows. We have also partnered and donated to over 15 churches and organizations. Next slide. Our go-to-market strategy is to continue to be faith-driven and make a social impact. We will continue our B2C business model and drive sales directly through our e-commerce website and other third-party e-commerce sites, strategic partnerships with churches, organizations, and faith-driven influencers through our organic social media posting, expanding our product selection, and attending different trade shows and expos. We look forward to exploring the B2B business model to get our brand and our products on the shelf of different retailer and department stores by 2025. Next slide. The use of funds. 33% of the funds will be used to secure opportunities to vending opportunities to get us in front of different consumers in our target market. 30% will be used for marketing to increase brand visibility and build brand awareness. 20% will be used for packaging production. 17% will be used to build out our website and improve our customer conversion rates. Next slide. This is my team. I'm Angel Rogers. I am the CEO and founder. I'm a licensed esthetician and a registered nurse. Kiana Norshea is a head of our marketing team, and Dion Robinson is our financial accountant. We collectively share over 30 years of experience in entrepreneurship. We all belong to a faith group, and we're all moms. Next slide. Why me? Why now? My unique experience as being a nurse and esthetician has put in perspective that mental health, spirituality, and beauty all go hand in hand. None of our competitors are catering to this demographic. What we do is enhance a beautiful queen, one divine feature at a time. Please join us in this journey as we enhance queens all around the world. Thank you, guys. I'm Angel Rogers, and I appreciate your vote.
All right, thanks, Angel.
Timer, so I'm so sorry.
That's okay, no worries. Judges, if you come on, and Josh, I'm gonna have you kick us off.
Yeah, thanks so much for the overview. So I'm just curious to hear a little bit more about the go-to-market in terms of direct-to-consumer kind of marketing online and your expectations around CAC and LTV, repeat purchase. Maybe you have some of that data already, but if not, I'm just curious kind of how you think that's going to play out.
Well, actually, our go-to-market strategy has been pretty good. We attend different trade shows throughout the world. We do pop-up shops here locally in Chicago, and we just continue to push our brand through our organic social media posting. We're looking forward to partnering with more faith-driven influencers to actually get our brand in front of our target audience and even in front of new audience.
Sammy.
Yeah, sort of on that note with the influencers, how do you plan on finding the right fit and vetting those influencers?
We actually look forward to taking on board a strategic brand. What am I trying to say? A strategic brand manager who can help us get the influencers. I am in a lot of different faith-based groups in a lot of different organizations. So a lot of people actually come to me and ask me, am I looking for influencers? And we definitely look forward to having like a brand ambassador program.
And then Maria.
And I loved your mission in terms of, uplifting women and, the first slide where you talked about the problems that you're trying to tackle. So my question to you is, in regards to this bigger mission, what kind of things, what initiatives are you thinking of doing in the long run to support this, women that are struggling with depression, et cetera, et cetera? Obviously, one idea that comes to mind is, potentially donating, some of your profits to organization, but I understand it's very early on for you guys to do that. So I'm thinking about what kind of charitable things are you guys thinking of doing, events, et cetera, to support that bigger mission that you're going after?
So actually, we are in contact with it's an organization called Above and Beyond, where I actually host self-care Saturdays. And what I do is anytime somebody make a purchase, I actually donate a lip gloss to a woman in need. And we also look forward to expanding our product selections where we can offer journals, offer different retreats. And with me being an RN, I'm looking for some way to try to tie in some type of therapy or counseling for people in need.
We have time for one more quick question. All right. If not, then Angel, do you have any last thoughts?
I just want to say I came up with the name Bella Reine. My daughter's name is beautiful. My niece's name is Queen. And I just know that in every woman, it is a queen. Sometimes it's just hard for us to bring it out when we're going through different things and depressions in life. So I just want to help women feel beautiful from the inside out and from the outside in. And I just thank you guys for being here. And this is exciting.
Well, great job. Thank you so much for being here, Angel. And I'm going to welcome our next founder onto the stage. We have Madilynn Beck coming from the Better Spot. And I do believe this is your second time here. So I'm sorry for missing out on the intro.
You're all good. Let's go into screen share. Give me a second.
I will let you know when we can see it.
Okay. Can you see it?
Good. Yeah.
All right, let's rock. So a therapist I know, let's call her Jay, made a passionate post to her personal thread and comments skewed from support to violent opposition. After announcing a mental health break from the platform, she returned 27 hours later just to share that her state board was investigating her under a complaint of ethical conduct issued by a person claiming to be a patient. She'd never treated the person in her life. And after clearing her name, she was so upset about the experience that she took a 2-month sabbatical and questioned returning to her practice at all. And then there's a client that I know, we'll call him D. After using a popular wellness app with no relief, he began seeing a therapist. Soon after, he received a diagnosis that suggested interdisciplinary treatment. Well, his virtual therapist had referrals, but the closest one to D was 6 hours away. After asking some friends and doing searches on multiple directories, he found a practitioner, and their soonest available was 60 days out. I'm Madilynn Beck. I'm a psychotherapist, a coach, and the founder of the Better Spot, a sustainable wellness solution. J and D are real stories. Those are people in my community. And year after year, holistic care providers experience toxic digital forums with no protection to their credentials, questionable resources, and rising costs of operations, while their clients suffer from more tech, less human, and shrinking practitioner tools, creating historically high care delays. At the Better Spot, 2.5 years of customer discovery has taught us that health and wellness system isn't broken. It was never sustainable to begin with. We offer a secure online platform for verified practitioner community along offsite on-demand studios, making integrative care accessible now. Online, we use back-end verification for all of our practitioners before they gain access to the app. We have AI resources that go through validation. Location-based technology prioritizes content and information. And our secret sauce is our HIPAA-compliant care matching, which is an internal referral network. Offline are providing 12 methods of holistic wellness on demand to clients and fully furnished studios affordably and immediately to practitioners. Our strategic land and expand model allows us to effectively close the sustainable circle. We make our money in 3 ways: online subscriptions for practitioners and offline practitioner rentals and client memberships. Currently, the US has a 50 billion, excuse me, did I lose you? Sorry, I just want to make sure.
No, we can hear you. You're
okay.
great.
Sorry, my screen's doing wild things. So currently at $40 billion in the US, the alternative care market is growing aggressively year over year. And we aim to support those practitioners and their clients by focusing on a 6% serviceable market, bringing us to $4.5 million in revenue by year 3. We are doing everything that our competitors are, but we're doing it better because we leverage technology and future of work models to enhance and complement traditional practice. We've grown our waitlist over 500 practitioners and 2,000 clients and have consistently had engagement of 60% in our beta. We've raised $175,000 in dilutive and non-dilutive capital and are poised to launch our MVP this fall, along with our first hub, setting us up for some exciting revenue growth. Our team was created with deep intentionality. In addition to the organization being led by myself, an exited founder and a mental health professional, we have a uniquely full circle of expertise in our team, from traditional wellness providers to securities technologists for the US Defense, Nike leadership, the VP of commercial real estate for Compass, and other thought leaders. By 2028, 33% of practitioners are projected to exit their field because the industry that supports us isn't supporting. So the next time that you call your practitioner in need and they give you an earliest of 90 days out, I want you to think of the better spot. Thank you all so much.
Great job, Madilynn. Thank you. Sammy, will you start us off with questions?
Yeah, of course. First of all, great job.
Thank
On the rental space portion, do you anticipate a lot of practitioners wanting that solution or preferring to remain virtual?
Yay, great question, Sammy. Thank you so much. Yes. Our pre-leases, right? Our pre-lease agreements, or basically they're called LOIs, like lease of intent. Those numbers show us that those practitioners definitely want to return in office, right? And one of the jokes I always say is like, let me know when you can get a massage online. I'll be the first person to sign up for it, right? So there are bunches and different types of alternative care medicine that you literally can't practice online. Another really important thing to think about is the future of work element, right? So I'm a therapist who has a therapist. The importance is you want to have that flexibility, right? Our audience of practitioners is going to scale from folks who are just recently licensed, who don't have clients, who are going to need to only be able to rent the space for an hour until they can build their client base. And then we're going to have other folks that have been doing it for over 25 years that are tired of having their dogs bark in the background of their trauma session. So the scope is really there. The need is definitely there, and the desire is there too.
Maria.
Great presentation. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
I wanted to know if you can go over quickly how you're acquiring users on both sides. So the patients, who are receiving care, and the care providers.
Yeah. So the acquisition of, B2B and B2C for our marketplace is super interesting because it's kind of like the chicken and the egg, which is a beautiful, interesting issue to have, right? The more practitioners that we bring onto our platform, those practitioners have clients, like I just said, and some of them are just starting off. Because of the care matching technology or the internal referral network, those practitioners are sharing their clients with other practitioners within their network. So it's a wonderful way to be able to have client generation for the folks that are on the practice. We have an average of 27 new client generations per practitioner. So, and I'll give you an example because use cases are always super fun, right? If you were a Reiki specialist and I was a therapist and I identified that my client should have energy healing, I would be able to say, hey, I'm homies with Maria. Let me go on the app. Maria, here's my client. I drop you their information. They're pinged and connected to you. And now your connection is HIPAA compliant and you have a new client as well. So it's a wonderful way to be able to kind of circulate and share the health and the wealth.
Josh.
Yeah, great presentation. So I'm curious, just on the business models, I saw there's a few kind of listed on the slide. Is one of them kind of a primary focus initially? And if so, kind of which one? And just would love to hear more about that.
Sure. So the business model is, interestingly enough, right, it seems pretty complex when you think about it. It's literally just two business models put in together. So we have a secure app or an online community, right? And that specific revenue stream is the SaaS, right? The B2B subscription for those practitioners. And then on the other side of the model, offline, or I call it URL versus IRL. So our in real life, our hubs and our spaces, that business model is the short-term leasing for the practitioners and then the memberships for those clients. So think of patients as having a gym membership to be able to access the services, and then the practitioners being able to rent the space. So all of those revenue streams are integral to the overall business model as a whole, and they're interdependent, right? So there is a land and expand because the infinite scalability of technology is going to come first. And then after that, our hubs will, follow, because we're going to take that data from our clients online to be able to identify which markets are the most lucrative to be able to open hubs. And sorry for that.
No, you're perfect. No, you're great and perfect on timing. And sorry, I am working remotely today, so different background noises for me today, and I got a little distracted. But great job today, Madilynn. Thank you, and thanks, judges. And we're going to welcome our last and final competitor onto the stage. We have Tiffany Shelly with Last Minute Hair.
Hello, everyone. All right.
And then Josh, you mind hopping off? Perfect. All right, we can see everything, Tiffany. But you are muted. Okay, there we go.
Okay. I was like, I knew that was gonna happen.
Ready when you
All
are.
right. Okay, I'm gonna set my timer just so that I'm able to keep track as well because I cannot see you. Okay. Hello, my name is Tiffany Shelly, and I am the founder and CEO of Last Minute Hair, the on-demand delivery service exclusively for the beauty industry. Now, when I mention beauty supply stores, I'm pretty sure the first thing you think about are stores like Salon Centric, Ulta, and Sally's Beauty. But what you're missing is the staple of the beauty industry, the beauty bodegas, the mom and pop beauty supply stores that service the African American and inner city communities. When I first started my research, there were over 175,000 beauty supply stores nationwide. However, post-pandemic, that number drastically reduced to 75,000, and that was mainly due to the lack of visibility, outdated marketing strategy, and they were only able to service customers within their store's location. During the pandemic, beauty supply stores had to shut down, so if they weren't able to service customers, they weren't able to make money, which leads to problems like this. With no beauty supply stores, it's harder for Black women to be able to have access to their hair products. And as a 16-year licensed cosmetologist, this is a nightmare. Running out of products in the middle of a service and then having to stop to go run to the store or find a store that has the item that you need. So after being tired of being frustrated, I thought to myself, there has to be a better way. So what if I told you that you could find all your favorite beauty brands in one place with a click of a button? How awesome would that be? I would like to introduce to you Last Minute Hair. We are making it easier for consumers to locate and buy their beauty products from their local beauty supply store. And it works within just 3 simple steps. You search for a product by the item used, the brand name, or the type. Once you find the store that has the exact item that you need, you go ahead and purchase through the platform and sit back and reduce the chaos as our beauty heroes pick up your order and deliver it to you on demand within 1 hour or less. Not only that, I also built out a beauty-specific POS software that doubles as an inventory management system. Beauty supply stores are now able to keep all their inventory in one specialized place and maintain their back end. They are able to fulfill orders as they come in from consumers and get paid upon delivery. We've had overwhelming responses from consumers utilizing the services, which I'm currently doing manually via phone calls. Today, I have over 150 pre-launch paid subscribers to utilize the platform and 250 on the wait list, with 2 stores interested in utilizing our pilot launch. We look to launch in the Indiana and Illinois market initially and hope to acquire at least 20% of the market by 2025. We have a monthly subscription model with our standard consumers paying $5 a month to utilize our service with low rate delivery fees. Now, this is a very saturated market and there's a lot of competitors in our space. But when you think of beauty done better, you have to think about Last Minute Hair. Not only do we deliver in 1 hour or less, we have an extensive beauty-related inventory that's specific and an innovative POS software that just enhances the beauty buying experience, because beauty shouldn't be a hassle. With this capital, we plan to utilize it towards strategic marketing and ad placement. This will support our pilot launch with our beta platform, as well as expand and streamline our options, because let's be real, me picking up orders myself is just not going to be sustainable. We also hope to partner with Salon Suites and merge into 2 additional markets within the next 2 years. Again, my name is Tiffany Shelly. I have a love and a passion for the beauty industry for over 16 years, and I'm the founder and CEO of Last Minute Hair. This is the next beauty industry disruptor, and I thank you all for your time.
I appreciate how on time you were with that timer. So great job. You can stop sharing and we're going to invite the judges back on. And Maria, you're going to kick us off.
Absolutely. Thanks for the presentation, Tiffany. I can see your passion for this industry. I wanted to ask about more like defensibility and how you're thinking about competition. I know you quickly went over it towards the end, but I'm wondering, how are you thinking about, like if an Instacart where, you can already shop Sephora, right? But not obviously the stores that you're talking about. What happens if, a company like Instacart then goes and expands into this, this space? Because they already, have a little bit of beauty stores on there. So how are you thinking about defensibility?
Yeah, so one thing I probably last minute here on is that we provide a white glove experience for these beauty supply stores. So platforms like Uber and DoorDash, Instacart, where the stores are mostly responsible of onboarding their platforms or their stores onto their platforms. We do this for them. After talking to multiple beauty supply store owners, that was a big issue for them, that they have been approached by DoorDash to onboard their stores onto their platform, but they wanted them to do all the work. In addition to that, because Instacart, DoorDash are more food focused, we allow them to directly contact or connect with the customer specifically looking for beauty items. Instacart has Sephora, but they don't have hair extensions. And that's something that is something important to the Black community, as we need to do our hair. So beauty is not just only about makeup, it's about hair care, skincare. And these local beauty supply stores support all of that. And so I feel like that's what separates me from my competitors, and why I can be a better support system for these small businesses.
Josh?
Yeah, my question was also on kind of the competitive landscape and just your thoughts around kind of the main differentiators, and it seemed like the 1 hour delivery was a big part of that. And so I'm curious a little bit about the logistics, like the plan from a logistics perspective to pull off the 1 hour delivery.
Yeah, thank you for that question. So we cover a 40-mile radius from the store's location when we market them. So when a consumer comes on our platform and looks for specific items, they will only see stores using our geolocation that's within 1 hour delivery time span. And the delivery time starts from the pickup from the store and not from the order place.
Sammy?
Are you finding that some of the mom and pop beauty supply stores are a bit hesitant to adopt digital solutions, or are they pretty excited about like a business expansion?
Yeah, so as we go into a more on-demand, instant gratification era, they are really excited. A lot of these beauty supply stores that I spoke to wanted to offer delivery, but they just didn't know how. They also didn't understand the tech or the back-end component, and they also didn't know how they would connect to customers outside of like Instagram marketing or social media marketing, I should say. So through our platform, we're able to connect them with consumers that are not only in their local demographic, but we expand our reach to customers outside. So we are launching in Chicago initially on the south side, but because of our 40-mile span, we can hit customers within Evanston, as well as the south suburbs. And so this just increases their ability to make additional money for their stores and be able to expand. I hope that answered your question.
We don't quite have time for a last question, but did you have any final thoughts, Tiffany?
Yeah, this is my baby. This is my passion. I've raised over $80,000 to date. I'm literally at the last brink of being able to go to market. I have stores who are ready to utilize this platform, but they want to see it in motion. And so this will allow me to do that. And so I hope, you all see the vision like I do.
Well, great job, Tiffany, and great job to all of our competitors today. And judges, you have a hard job now to go decide who the winner is and who gets second place. So I will send you off with Stephen to go do that. And I will welcome our guest speaker on today, which is Phoebe Choi. Phoebe, it's so nice to have you on. I'm going to give a little bio on you first. So Phoebe is one of the founders. She's the COO and president of Philo Inc. Philo is the first ever period disc that comes with an easy to use applicator and pull string. Phoebe and her team have been given multiple accolades, including Chicago Inno's 25 under 25 for revolutionizing the period care industry. And we're excited to have you on today.
Thank you so much for having me here. Really good to see you.
Same. Well, can you tell us a little bit? I always go off script, so apologies, but can you tell us a little bit like the origin story and how you got started in this industry? It's kind of taboo and not really talked about, not really funded industry.
For sure. So my co-founders and I were actually friends in college, and after quarantine, we planned a fun reunion. Well, the fun reunion day came and our plans got short because one of us had a period leak. And that period leak really got us talking about flows, leaks, and issues that we all deal with these failed period products. Then we discovered that most period product care are based on nearly century-old designs with close to no iterations made on the product itself, including pads, tampons, and even menstrual cups, which can be traced back to almost 1930s. So we were quite determined to address this. So we brought the idea of our modern, convenient period solution to the Chicago Booth College New Venture Challenge in 2021. And Philo actually ended up winning first place as the first all-female team. And ever since, we've been dedicated to building our startup. I think along the way, I just realized that entrepreneurship is really about identifying the problems that we're passionate about and transforming those into opportunities. So that's been just very rewarding journey for me to see that I'm able to be at the forefront of solving these problems for others that I was also experiencing.
Yeah, no, I love that. And it's so true. And I hope people are listening to this, that you have to fall in love with the problem, not your solution, right? And so on that end, like, how has your solution evolved as you've gotten to understand the problem more?
Yeah, I think when we looked into the current period, the shortcomings of the current period products, like the current period products on the market do not really address the top two main attributes that menstruators look for in their period product, which are long-lasting wear and convenience, because their pads and tampons, they're convenient to use, but only last about 6 to 8 hours. And their menstrual cups and discs, they can last up to 12 hours, but are extremely inconvenient and messy to use. And those are all the products on the market. So Philo really came in to capture this like unique opportunistic gap in the market by providing the first ever period disc with an applicator. It's just about like identifying that gap and where the unmet needs are.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So how is business going so far?
It's going great. Yeah, we're busy. So we had our soft launch on Kickstarter, but we're talking with our manufacturer to really start making, and we're using a domestic medical device manufacturer. It was kind of hard to target who we'll be using, but I think it's getting there. Yeah, we're really excited for our launch.
Well, great. Well, we're excited to see it too. Can you talk a little bit about what it's like to be in the kind of beauty and wellness space in Chicago as a founder?
Yeah, so I think the recent years, the beauty and wellness industry in general has been witnessing like shifting and evolving consumer preferences. And I do feel like there may be limited opportunities for CPG companies in Chicago. But I believe that events and initiatives like today really drive the change and open up new avenues for CPG startups in the city. And I think one trend that we have been observing in the consumer industry, not just in Chicago, but also like globally, is the increasing like consciousness and around the sustainability and ethical practices. Consumers are actively seeking out brands that align with their values, and they're no longer looking for the cheapest option anymore. So in Chicago, we see a similar trend towards sustainable beauty practices where consumers are actively looking for local brands that prioritize eco-friendly, cruelty-free, or like ethically sourced beauty and wellness products. And I think this kind of trend really aligns with our mission too, because at Philo, we're committed to addressing these evolving consumer demands. And that's why our flagship product is designed to be reusable, that reduces the single-use period waste and promotes sustainable practices. We also place a strong emphasis on using eco-friendly packaging and materials. We're also actively seeking partnership with local suppliers who follow ethical practices. So as a Chicago-based femtech wellness startup, and with our investors and advisors predominantly based in Chicago, we're really deeply rooted in the local community, and Philo really hopes to be the catalyst for further change in Chicago.
So about your investors here, often, being part of a school like Booth and the winning a competition like the New Venture Challenge is a meaningful leg up, but sometimes it kind of stops at the pre-seed. So or friends and family stage even. So I'm curious how fundraising has gone, and kind of where you are in that journey.
Yeah, so we had our pre-seed last year following our winning at CNBC. But I think we all know that currently raising capital is a big elephant in the room. I think as a pre-revenue CPG startup, we really recognize the importance of market validation and mitigating investor risk. So to achieve this, I think, as I mentioned, we conducted a soft launch on a crowdfunding platform, Kickstarter, in March, pretty recent. And this Kickstarter campaign really served multiple purposes for us. It not only provided a means for diversifying our funding options, but also allowed us to gauge market demand and gain validations, necessary traction for fundraising. So during our 30-day Kickstarter campaign, we experienced an incredible response. Within just 2 hours of launch, we reached our funding goal, which served as a strong validation of the market need for our product. And ultimately, our campaign ranked in the top 4% of the successful Kickstarter campaign. So thank you. To achieve this, we definitely invested significant efforts in the pre-campaign work and building a strong community through social media and email lists, really trying to convey the compelling campaign content that effectively communicated the value of our product. But I think this kind of approach helped us create a passionate community of around 2,000 backers who were excited about our product and supported our campaign. So the success of the Kickstarter campaign not only provided us with the necessary funds, but also demonstrated the market demand, which has further strengthened our position when engaging with potential investors.
I completely agree. I mean, obviously I'm biased. I built a crowdfunding company, so I believe very much in the power of crowds, and used Republic for Parachute, my second company, to do the exact same thing, to show validation from consumers. So I am glad you're highlighting this, especially for CPG brands, because it's one of the best ways to show that there's demand out there. I'm curious how you're going to think about converting those, early adopters into, ambassadors and promoting the brand, and what your strategy is for the next stage of your growth after Kickstarter.
Yeah, that's something we're working on. Well, and I would love to hear your advice on that too. But I think it's really about that community for CPG brand. I think our approach has been really focused on normalizing conversations around menstruation. And as a brand, we realized that we wanted to create a safe and open space where menstruators feel comfortable discussing their experiences about women's health, because our goal extends beyond just offering a product that meets their needs, but we aim to elevate their daily functions and empower them to embrace their natural cycles with confidence. So we really leveraged social media, and we're leveraging social media right now to connect with our audience directly. And we try to provide valuable educational content that helps normalize conversations around menstruation and to really foster this sense of belonging. So we have a Facebook group where we have about active 3,000 members, and we actually involve them during our product development process, really inviting them to inviting their inputs and feedback on the colors and the features of our product. I think this kind of approach that we're continuing to use really foster an environment of open dialogue, as well as co-creation that generated organic visibility and created credibility of our venture even before our launch.
That's awesome. I'm happy to weigh in later. But my knee-jerk reaction to ways to do this is to segment that group and see where there's alignment of life cycle change. So are some of these women perimenopausal? Are some of them late teens? Are some of them actively trying to conceive? Different needs happen for different customer bases, and just try to identify that as much as you can with your early users from the Kickstarter. My very quick piece of feedback or advice from the early days of both of the businesses I've built. We do have a couple minutes left before the judges come back on, so I'm curious if there's anything that you wanted to share with the community, or any advice you would give to CPG founders who are building in Chicago.
So I think I always had concern about starting a period business as an all-female team and how to convey and navigate this in a male-dominant entrepreneurship VC industry. But I think I have learned the necessary lessons along the way. And I think first and foremost, my biggest piece of advice would be to focus on data. I think as a young first-time female entrepreneur straight out of college, it was crucial to present investors with data-driven insights that actually demonstrate the market demand and growth potential of our product, really highlighting the financial viability of the venture through concrete data. It can help de-risk the venture in the eyes of investors. And data serves as a powerful tool to build credibility and just showcase the potential of your business with a more confident way. So I also thought it was really helpful to seek out diverse investor network. you can connect with specific investor networks that support female-led or diverse startups. So there are venture capital firms like Female Founders Fund or BBG Ventures that are dedicated to investing in women-led businesses. And these funds not only provide financial support, but also offer very valuable networks and mentorship opportunities. So just don't be afraid to tapping into these networks, and you can access the resources and guidance and connections that are particularly beneficial for women entrepreneur navigating the investor space.
I completely agree. We do have a little bit more time. Apparently the judges are having a tough time deciding, so we're going to keep going. But one of the things that I think is true, so, Parachute, my second company was a kids activity marketplace, and most male investors had never written a check for ballet or stood in line for gymnastics, much like they've never had a period. And so, they often rely on their daughters or wives as feedback. And candidly, as a woman investor successful in their career, they're probably later enough that they're not going to change their mentality around menstruation as easily as someone in a different demo. And so it's critical, I think, to your point, to find the investors who are passionately going after markets like this. And so founders, it's critical that you target in a way that isn't just who's in Chicago and who's in my geo, who is in my stage, but really thinking about the intention of the investments and how people are thinking about where they're putting their money and where they're placing bets. And Phoebe, your point about pointing to macro trends to help give them the data that supports the argument of the why is a critical piece of that. So I'm assuming you had a team to help you with that, and going to grad school probably helps with it too. But what resources did you use to figure that out?
Yeah, so a lot of resources were available through our school network. Like, I definitely tried to be up to date on the data by looking into reports, industry reports through Mintel or Euromonitor, more of a reliable source, just being adaptable to the changes, and also always keep track on your competitive landscape to see what's available, what's new in the market, and see how they're doing. Just having this knowledge really helps you also learn how to position yourself in the market.
Completely agree. And you're lucky in some regards that things came, and the subscription tampon companies have been out there for a bit. So this space has had venture backing for, the better part of a decade, but a physical product innovation within it has not. So it's exciting to see it, and exciting to have you on the show. I think they're back, but maybe I'm wrong. So if not, any final parting words, anything that we can help you with as a community?
Well,
sounds like we missed the Kickstarter. So
yeah, we'll definitely keep you guys updated when we open our pre-orders on our website. I know there were some people who missed our Kickstarter, and they're just like demanding the pre-order on our website, but we just really wanted to make sure that our product will be perfect. And we are actually going to do a pilot test that's involving over 100 people pretty soon, to really make sure that our product is ready. It really captures all the needs that women are looking for. And afterwards, we're going to be opening our pre-order on the website and fulfill the Kickstarter orders. So just stay tuned for that. And also, any female entrepreneurs or leaders or anyone, students here, like, I would love to get connected. Please reach out to me if you have any questions. I think I learn a lot from my fellow female founders, and I always get inspirations from them. So I really love to get connected.
Yeah, great. And then I guess related to that, I'm assuming you are hoping to have many women on your cap table. So women angels that are out there and women institutional investors, we will make sure to send them your way. And hopefully you'll join us in a speed round program, which is kind of the graduation after TechRise for our founders. If any of the founders have any more additional questions, it sounds like I keep getting told it's one more minute. So this is a bit atypical. There must be some real dilemmas back there. Okay, they are coming. In the meantime, how about we talk about what you're most excited about in terms of like getting to the next stage. So once you get past MVP and you get some product out there, like, how are you thinking about kind of evolving this audience and customer base? Because I'm assuming it's a single product, right? You don't have to keep subscribing, or is there a subscription component to it?
It's a reusable product, so we think that it should be good for up to a year at least. But in terms of what's our next step, we're really excited about manufacturing soon, and only the founders have used the sample because of the regulations of a medical device. But we're really excited to have more people use it because we have already validated the concept through Kickstarter. We know that people are waiting for it. We know that people are excited about, but we really want to provide it to them and hear their feedback to really perfect our product for them. That's what I'm most excited about, I think, just to have people use Philo and to see their reactions.
Well, we can't wait to hear the updates. Congratulations on all the progress. And it sounds like the judges are back. So judges, if you want to hop on screen, and Phoebe, thanks so much. Good luck. And can't wait to see you soon.
Thank you.
Who is announcing our winner today? And then founders, can you join us on camera too? There we go. Got all four. All right. Who's announcing today? The winner.
I will be announcing. First off, everyone did a phenomenal job. Thank you so much for participating. And I can go ahead and I'll start with the runner-up, who will be participating in the 100K pitch event later on this year. And that's going to be Madilynn with the better spot.
All right, Madilynn, we'll see you again. And
awesome.
The winner
and now
is?
we'll move it to the winner of today, 25K, and also moving forward to the 100K event later this year is going to be Donna with Balladana.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Do you want to say something?
I'm trying really hard not to scream, but I'm going to be really calm, and I'm going to say thank you. Thank you so much. We really needed this. We really needed you. It means so much to have you validate our journey and our cause and our mission. And I'm just so happy. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. And thank you so much to the judges today for your time and for your great questions, and the founders for having the courage to come up on stage. Some of you for the first time. The pitches were really, really great. So impressive, and excited to have you all back. And as always, thank you to Verizon for being here and being one of our great thought partners and partners along the way. And finally, to the Melinda Gates Get Cities Initiative for being the sponsor of today's prize. So have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you all soon.